Guys, we are heading towards our inspection. Audi A3. We're going to inspect it and let the customer know if there's any issues before he buys it. So we are heading there now.
Remixed and mastered Pride Radio.
So this customer actually lives about 5 minutes away from my house, which was a lot easier to get to. I didn't have to drive quite far or out of town. So as you can see, sat-nav's showing 1 minute and it's telling me to take the next left. Okay, so we're here, guys. It's a pretty easy one today, to be honest. Right, bro, I'll carry on and obviously I'll let him know what I found.
Right.
But I might have to take it for a test drive, so
that's
you might have to
I'll
bring this one out, yeah? So I'll give you a shout, bro, as soon as I'm ready, yeah?
Right.
Thank you very much. Not a problem. So the first thing I'll do, guys, sorry about the duck, put it on silent. The first thing I'll do is obviously check the oil quality, as that's the main thing. If the car's been serviced on time, then it's a good sign that, you know, it would have been maintained. So that's the first thing I'd check. First thing you should do is get the dipstick out, check the oil level straight away, as you can see, and then just check the viscosity. Now that seems to be excellent. That looks like it's been serviced just a couple of thousand miles ago. If you're running your fingers and the oil does not move out the way and you can't see your fingerprints, then it hasn't been serviced. But this looks like it's been serviced. Yeah, it's been regularly serviced, which is good. That's fine, brother. Just making a quick video, bro. You know what I mean? So it's good for the customer as well. So he did say, customer did mention there's a little bit of a squeak when he's turning the steering. So obviously I'm going to check that, make sure the fluid is regulating in the motor, because that could be the reason it's making a squeak. So far, oil looks like it's been serviced. Condensation, which is normal.
You local then?
I'm local, bro, just Kundukam Road.
Oh, right.
And I live Kudus
I
Park.
recognize you. I think, you know, Atif.
Atif?
Yeah.
Are you Atif's nephew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your older brother.
You're Atif's older brother?
No.
Nice to meet you, bro. You're right,
Nice
man.
to meet you.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm Atif's
I'll
older
send this video to Atif as well. He'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm Atif's
no
older
problem.
brother.
Is it alright if I get you on video then?
Yeah.
You'll be alright, yeah? Okay, then
Yeah.
that's fine. So, obviously I've checked the oil level, bro. It looks like it's been serviced.
Yeah, serviced,
That
yeah.
looks fine.
Yeah.
But the customer did mention about a little squeak, which I'm going to check.
Sweet.
But it's squeak when the steering. This one's a pull up, innit? Yeah. So that there. Yeah, that bush is missing. And that's why it's not sitting in place. But that's the couple of quid. You can get them off Amazon. It's mainly the injector seals. Usually they break on these if it hasn't been serviced regularly. But as you can see, it's all clean. Original injectors, because they all look the same. And there's no oil seeping out from the top of the rocker cover.
It's a beautiful drive.
Yeah, no, it looks good. What's the mileage again?
88.
Okay, so it talks for itself. The mileage is low, which is pretty good. Bonnet shocker, strut is holding. Coolant looks pretty good, so it looks like it hasn't been running dry without the coolant or just normal water. Okay. Just mainly for any leaks. The oil filter housing looks clean, doesn't look like it's been fiddled with. The DPS original, hasn't been gutted or anything like that, yeah? Okay, this cover can go back on. Yeah, you can see where it's broke.
Right.
That obviously could be glued back together. So one missing there. Yeah, that could be easily plastic welded back together. It's not a massive problem. I think some people just don't realise you have to take it easy and they come out a certain way. So that's that. Okay, we also will check now the sound of the engine. It's automatic. $88,000 miles, which is pretty clean for an Audi A3 of this age. Okay, so I'm going to let it warm up for a bit, then I will listen to the customer's concern, see what he was mentioning about the noise. While it gets warm, I'm going to check out the interior of the vehicle. So I'll start off with the exterior. All the windows are making noise, which is normal sound. They're working. Power windows working. They're working. Central locking buttons working. Tires over 7-8 mil. Pads about 50-60%. A little bit of edge corrosion, which is normal. Alloy wheels not bad. I'll polish off. Same again, rear brake pads and discs, probably been sat for a while, so it's just normal corrosion. A little bit of a surface scratch. It's a brand new tyre on the back. Okay. Rear bumper has a small impact indent, which is preferably resprayable if it's needed, but it's not causing any issues. Tailgate struts are holding. And the tyre puncture repair kit's missing, which is okay for the age of this car. And it doesn't seem like a rear end damage. You can see it seems all original. Usually if it's been back-ended, it'll have damage there. There's usually corrosion around here, but this one seems clean. Just a small little ding here, which is nothing major. Again, tires probably about 5mm this side, and alloys surface scratched. Bodywork seems good. I think we'll take her up for a drive, then we can have a full look over outside. In the meantime, I'll just check the noise on that steering. It's just a small minor ding here. Could be a belt, you never know, but the power steering pump seems to be quiet. Is that straight? Alright, so we'll check the interior. Just minor interior scratch. Roof liner looks clean. It's normal for a vehicle of this age, to be honest. Right, we'll take it for a little test drive. Happy with the full check over. Just cosmetically slightly scratched, a couple of rust patches from stone chips. Other than that, exterior and interior seems fine. I'm gonna go for a little spin now, see how it drives. Right bro, I'll see you shortly. Right guys, put it in reverse, make sure the steering's not facing in any way. So small grinding sound from the brakes, which is normal, especially if you've had it parked up for a while. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. No lights on the dash. Gearbox so far is responsive. One thing about these gearboxes, when they're warmed up, that's when they bring up like a slight judder if it's faulty. So we'll take it for a quick spin and see what it does. And there's my vehicle parked just across the road. Right, so let's go for a small little drive. I can probably head back towards the garage. So this is the west end of Newcastle, and let's see. hear that. Brakes are slightly squeaking. I'll just put the camera just here and no. Okay, we'll go for a smooth drive. Let's see how it drives. It's mainly just to make sure the gearbox is good, and customer hasn't paid for me to give it a computer scan. Usually they pay just about 200 quid just to get it fully scanned and checked, but because he hasn't paid that, I don't really need to put it on the computer. But if I see if there's any kind of lagging or miscommunication of the gearbox and the clutch internally, then I will plug it in. Well, let's see. It's driving good so far. Does feel like an 88,000 mile vehicle, as everything seems to be still solid. It's not worn and it's not rattling, it's holding on the ground. Seller has done the gearbox service and he has done a spring and a service on the engine, so the buyer has already been and checked it, and he just wants me to give it a check over, make sure everything's good before he goes ahead with the purchase. Make sure the wipers are all working, washer jets are working. Has it got a rear wiper? It does, and it seems to be working. Okay, so wipers all working. Another step is the heating at the radio. Radio's working, traction control light does come on, so that's working. And auto start stop hasn't kicked in yet, but we will try that. As you can see, fans working. Make sure the heater's working. Make sure the heater is not clogged up. So the gear change seems to be fine so far, but let's see. After the test run, I'll be checking the vehicle underneath, but the reason I give it a check, like a full test drive, before I check for any leaks or before I check for any noise, is because I'll be wasting my time if I did the checks first, because the customer probably sometimes could have just washed and cleaned everything up. So after this 20 minutes test drive, it will leak if there was a major leak, even a minor one, and if there was a spring or bush broken, at least I can pinpoint the noise, see where it's coming from after my final test drive. So like I said, it's pointless checking underneath first. As long as you're happy with the engine and there's no leaks and the mileage, everything seems genuine and it matches up and you're happy with the bodywork, best to go for a test drive, because after the test drive, if you found something broken or something that looks need replacing, you could reflect that on the price. Okay, so I will put it in sports now and see how that drives. I think cigarette light is not working because it's not sticking. Yep, it's turning on. but it's not staying in. So we are in sports, and we will see how it responds. Seems to be changing gears smooth, and so far so good. So I can give it some throttle now. And these cars, once they're warmed up, it responds better, the gearbox and the engine. So it hasn't been driven for a while, so you know, everything will be opening up. Steering wheel again, you can tell it's not worn. That could easily be oiled up, but previous customer would have been disabled. The clamp would have went there for the circular knob, because he would have probably had some kind of disability and he would have been using the steering wheel knob to turn. Obviously being an automatic, it would have been easier for him. But yeah, little stuff like that you could look out for. Glove box is fine. Usually it's very common these are broken. Heating is working so far. Seems to be responding. Yep, heating is working. Central locking is working properly. As you can see, some sports on at the moment. So as you can see guys, the start stop does work, because it does stop while you're in traffic. But again, I will advise to keep that turned off, because that could lower the lifespan of the starter motor. As obviously being a start stop starter motor, they're about 300 quid to buy. So as you can see, I'm driving off and it started by itself automatically, but I do advise to keep that off, because it will just increase the lifespan of the starter. One day you could just wake up, go in the car, and then the car won't start because the starter motors gave up. So that's another thing to look out for. But on this car it is working, which is pretty good. So far so good. Gearbox is changing the way it should, and I am happy with the outcome of this vehicle, the way it drives. The only check that's left is underneath, just to make sure there's no massive oil leaks. I will take it back in normal drive. I'm happy with the sports selection, so let's drive it back in normal drive and see if that's all good, because the gearbox is one of the main technical errors on these gearbox, especially being a DSG. If it hasn't been serviced properly, they do come up with the faults. And this one is an S-tronic. responding well uphill, which is good. So it's on drive 4 at the moment. So I've been driving it for about 15 minutes now, and the drive of the vehicle is absolutely good. Customer that's buying it has asked me to check it for him, make sure there's no internal issues, which obviously he can't tell. So I think I'll be happy to give him the good news, and he might be purchasing this vehicle. So we're in D6 at the moment, and excellent. And it does shift down smoothly. As you can see, it's gone to 2 and then 1. Right. Yeah.
He said if everything's okay.
Yeah, that's it. So final check after the test drive, just make sure the springs, everything's fine. Any oil leaks? Just a minor. It's common on this age of vehicle, 11 plate. Yeah, there is a slight leak, bro. Would you know where it's coming from? And obviously the under tray has a slight crack, which is split. Intercooler seems fine. Okay. Suspension bushes all seem fine. Exhaust hanger seems okay.
Just got it MOT done on.
Yeah. Just a slight leak, bro. Let's have a look. Driver rear spring is new. Passenger rear spring is okay. A little bit corroded. Rear axle seems okay. Exhaust seems okay. So the vehicle seems to be good, just a minor oil leak. Other than that, it's perfect. Right, so I'm happy with the vehicle, and I think I'm going to advise the seller, most likely he's going to go ahead with the purchase. So I'll drive it back in now. I'll reverse it in for you. I think I'm used to driving through tight squeezes because working in the auction, you're parking cars in unbelievable places. One thing I've realized, if I reverse it in, can I squeeze it more to the left? Yeah, okay, then at least we can get back out. So Let's have a look. Yep, that is a tight squeeze, to be honest. But yeah, I'll take it more to the left. I think that we're good with that, and I'll leave it like that. Happy with that. I'll just check under the bonnet, bro, one more time, just to see if I can see that slight oil leak, because at least I can advise him and he can probably get that fixed. No, just leave it running. So if I grab that torch, that oil leak could have been from that service they did, but you can just mention it to him and say, look, slight oil leak, get it checked out, but it's nothing major, because you know it's not major, it's not dripping, which is turbo seems fine, and if it was dripping from the top rocker cover and that, then it would have smelled of oil. So it seems like it's just maybe from that gearbox service they did, because it's on this side.
Yeah, it is.
The oil is on that side.
Gearbox service, yes.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
It puts a gearbox from the top.
Yeah, so I think he must have dropped a little bit of oil.
Yeah, let it drip oil.
Yeah.
It is still serviced.
Okay, so other than that, I think I'm happy with the vehicle, and hopefully it goes through for you. All right, brother?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
This is what I bought, right? This is what this.
Right, to check the crank.
Yeah.
Right, to check the crank, bro, like I said, if the actual starter motor is engaged, you won't even be able to budge the engine, especially
When
being
I started, right,
when
I put
it's-
a jump leads on it, right?
Yeah.
It's not making nothing. It's not even spinning, nothing.
But the thing is, whoever's obviously put this in the Copa, like I said, they would have done some
Yeah.
full checks, because nobody's going to get rid of a car
Yeah.
unless they 100% certified that it's engine.
Yeah, it's just the engine.
So it's sold as non-runner, yeah?
Yeah, non-runner.
Has anybody opened the oil pump, oil filter housing
And nothing.
to see if there's any metal particles in there? Because that will give you a sign.
Right.
If there's any metal signs of some kind of metal, you know,
I can't even tell if there's snap crank on the top. This is all.
you can't tell.
You can't tell.
Yeah, you can't tell what's actually. It could have been running on low oil and it could have just seized, or he could have had no
It's
coolant in.
electronic oil. I can't find it dipstick.
Yeah, it's electronic. So what level is it showing when you put the battery pack on?
Oil is full. I haven't checked actually.
Right, okay.
I haven't checked the oil.
I think your best bet is take it to a garage,
Yeah.
get it fully checked. It's probably going to cost you 150 quid. Say 60 quid to get it recovered there,
Yeah.
60 quid to get it recovered back. But in the meantime, if you know somebody,
So check it.
they can just check it. If they charge you 40, 50 quid to check it,
Yeah.
then at least you're not wasting time and it's
I
not
wanna know
taking
if it's
space.
top end or bottom end. What's going on?
Yeah,
inside is
but
gone.
like I said, unless they strip stuff,
Yeah.
if they don't take the oil pan off, they won't be able to see if there's any kind of.
Or if it's chain snapped on it.
They don't. They won't know. And you letting it sit here, bro, it's only going to devalue,
Yeah.
because you can probably pick the engine up for about 2.5 grand,
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
and then it's going to cost you about 800 quid maybe.
Yeah.
Bottom end 600, because it's a Mercedes engine, you know, it needs to be like properly put in, and then at least you got yourself a nice car, bro. So you're gonna have to spend about 3 grand.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah.
What did you pay for it?
6.
What's the value of it?
At the moment, it's standing at 12
That's how much you paid 6 grand,
Yeah.
and that's how much it stands at.
Yeah.
What do you mean by 12?
12. At the moment, if it's pop on the road.
Okay, so if so
the
basically
book value,
to go it back on the road, you're looking about 9 grand.
Yeah.
So you can make 2 grand profit on it. But all
Keep it
depends.
on proper,
Easy.
I'm gonna
But all
keep it for
depends on the
myself.
bodywork. You know, if the bodywork's nice and clean,
Yeah, I'm going to keep it for myself.
yeah. So if the bodywork's nice and clean, the wheel's been refurbed, it's nice. The colour's nice.
Colour's nice.
Where was it registered originally?
It was, I think it's registered.
See, somebody's put something in there, bro, and it's like a super glue. Somebody's used super glue to fix this, and that's that there. I don't know how you're gonna get that off, but it's actually reacted with the paint. Can you see the paint's actually? You can probably get a blade, nice and flat, and then polish it off. But yeah. But yeah, bro. Sure you can. If you can get the engine sorted, you can get rid of it. Somebody for taxes might take it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Diesel.
Okay. Yeah. But the sooner you do it, the better, because sitting there is just devaluing,
Value is dropping it.
isn't it? Okay, bro. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And I'll send you some links.
Right.
Right, guys. Thank you for watching the video. And as you can see, this pre-purchase should be a good buy. The vehicle seems genuine, the seller's genuine, and the buyer's obviously going to get a decent car. It's a S-tronic gearbox, automatic, and it seems to be fine. The vehicle overall condition is quite good for the price. I think it's selling it for about 3,800. He's done the gearbox service, he's done the engine service, he's done the spring, he's maintained it while he's had it, and the buyer was keen that he wants to get it checked out by myself before he goes ahead with the sale.